My name is Wisdom Chukwujeku Chibu, and I'm from Nigeria.
What motivated you to get a higher education?
Understanding that the world we live in, days after days, it keeps growing, keeps changing. Understanding that I really need to develop myself. Yes, back in my home country, people try their best to get education. People try their best to stand fit. Yeah, although money is good, making money off from getting a job or driving a bus or stuff is good. But I feel like in this society, having been a man of a skin color, getting education will give me a plus. If I'll be able to get the education, I'll be able to stand in the society.
What did life look like before you came to Ensign College?
You know, looking backwards, right now, I would say I'm grateful because life was a little bit what I don't know. I don't know what to call it or I don't know how to explain it, but life was a little bit difficult. After my mission, I went to Ukraine to study, and then while in Ukraine, the war started. A boy of 21 years old back then was like, oh God, help me. How do I escape this war? A boy of a skin color. Life was really, really difficult while escaping the war. No food, no water. I mean, it's something that whenever I think about it, it brings me tears and everything. It was really, really difficult. But I'm happy that this day I can see the bright sky, the leaves, and humans. Because while traveling from Ukraine to Poland, I didn't see any human. With no food, no water, but I survived with the help of snow. I ate snow in order to survive it. So I would say right now, looking backwards, life is great right now. I'm grateful.
What struggles did you face while you were trying to further your education, and how did you overcome them?
Some of the struggles I faced, like some international students can attest to that, writing the English exam, coming to the United States to write. I mean, some people will be like, okay, that exam is pain in my neck. So some of them wouldn't embark in taking the exam. So some international students can attest that struggling to write the exam is a big struggle. Apart from that also, because of education, I went to Ukraine to study. Because it was a bit cheaper and something that I can afford. But it turns out that the war didn't let me get that education. And I thought my hope went down. But people who from America, they assisted, they came to my needs and helped me keep going forward with my goals. So I have had a lot of challenges and everything.
So after such an experience, you come to the United States and you find Ensign College. What was that like? And what was it like coming to Ensign College and meeting those people? What was that experience like?
Coming to the United States and meeting Ensign College. I mean, I would say Ensign College should be the best the college here in the United States, because first of all, everybody knowing how cheap it was, then coming inside, receiving scholarship, I was like, okay, Ensign College is the best college I've ever been to. Seeing the people there, seeing the people of mixed culture, people from different backgrounds. Tomorrow you talk to this person, next tomorrow you talk to this person. You would understand that you have come to a part whereby people have different or the same similarities. Even that we have different skin color, different background, but we have the same similarities when you keep talking to people. So Ensign College has given me that opportunity to speak to people from different backgrounds, learning that what I know growing up is the same thing that happened in their country. And I was like, okay, this is cool. So Ensign College is a great place to be because there are different people there and different people with different mindset. You learn every day you come to the campus.
How did you feel when you were studying in Ukraine and war broke out with your education, and how did you pick up finding Ensign and moving to the United States?
Well, one of the last things in my mind was United States, because coming to this place, it takes a lot of gravity. When I mean gravity, it takes a lot of people you know or people who have some money to help you there, because you cannot go to the embassy and tell them I want to come to the United States. They're going to be like, to do what? So I didn't have the money, neither did my family have the money to do that. But back in Ukraine, when the war broke out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try my best to stay alive. I'm gonna try my best to do it because I'm young. While I was escaping the war, I had my luggages, my suitcase and everything, traveling. But at a point, the country declared a martial art. I don't know if people in military would know what is that. They said that no man can travel except foreigners and women. So at the point, you see some old women trying to struggle out their lives. So I had my suitcases and everything. So I had to leave my suitcase behind. I had to leave everything I had behind. I took my passport. Then I had to help the women. I had to help those struggling because, yes, I'm young. I think if I can help them survive, they will be able to tell the stories to the future grandchildren that will happen. So those things motivated me, helped me to keep growing the faith, helped me to keep growing to an extent that I escaped the war. When I got to Poland, I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. I have no money, no cash. How would I survive this? I didn't know. But at a point, some people brought out the suggestion to travel to the United States to complete the studies, and I didn't know how that would have happened. I didn't know Ensign College. I knew Ensign College, but I didn't know how to get in there because they needed the exam, the TOEFL exam and everything, and I had just a short period of time to write that exam. And I tried my best to write the exam, and I passed the exam. The school gave me admission. And I mean, I came the application wasn't that simple and it wasn't hard, but they give you instruction on how to do that. And when they accept you, I mean, it's gonna be like a joy in your face.
So do you think that your perspective is different because of what you went through?
I mean, I feel like everybody is the same in the sight of God and everybody have different experience in life. So for me, I feel like, yeah, my perspective is different because what I went through, if I was like 30 years old, 35 years old, or 40 years old, I would be like, okay, yeah, but a boy of 21 years old left family and everything, family hoping, depending on me to bring it back, and then seeing those things, I mean, yeah, it's traumatizing, and I feel like I can't change, or I can't say, oh, God, why me? Because if not me, who else would it be? Maybe God knows that I'm gonna survive it, and I'm gonna be a living testimony for that. So I feel like my perspective changed, but in all the same, I give glory to God. Like, I'm grateful for everything.
Does Ensign College feel like home? And in what ways does it feel like that?
Like I said, Ensign College, having people from different backgrounds, even if they are not from your country, but when you engage in a conversation with any student here in Ensign College, you would understand that, yeah, they give you some vibes of people you left back home. Oh, this guy is behaving like someone I know, although he's not the person. It brings back those memories. So Ensign College, it gives me that vibe of, oh yeah, I'm home.
You've been through more than people facing their entire life, and you're only in your 20s. So what is your message?
Well, one of my messages is that learning never ends. What do I mean? Not kind of education. While I was back there in Ukraine, I tried my best to learn Ukrainian and Russian at the same time so that I can be able to communicate to people that don't speak English. While I was doing that, although I speak French, English, and Igbo, and I speak a little bit Polish, I trained myself to learn. I trained myself to understand. I trained myself to take off what I know before. Because I'm in another man's land, I train myself to just understand, even if it doesn't make sense. What I would tell people out there is that they should try their best to learn, even if it doesn't make sense. Just learn, grab it at that point. Later on, you sort them out. Try your best to pay attention, listen. Try your best not to give up. Because if you give up, nobody's gonna tell your story. People out there, try to be grateful, no matter how small. Try to show appreciation. Try to help even if you can help. Because when you do, and if you understand so many situations you're in, there is nobody that can be there. It is meant for you. Never you ask why me, but ask how can I do it? Because when Jesus Christ was in the Gethsemane praying, he was like, if God can take off the cup for him, but if it's his will, let his will be done. We should always ask that the will of God be done in our life at all times. So that is what I can tell people out there. They should let the will of God prevail in their life. And by so doing, the Lord will bless them abundantly.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Wisdom. That was
Thank you.